Hello everyone, my name is Armor King TV21, and today I'm going to teach you how to instant shining wizard / instant shining black immediately and or in front of your opponent's face at any given time and any given moment. So, the basics here, I'm going to teach you first the things that nobody else tells you and something that normally most people would figure out at first. So, you're going to want to take a couple of steps back and just get used to the timing, man. You're just going to want to get used to using this move first. See if you go too fast? If you go too fast like that, you're not going to get it. But if you sparingly use all of your forward moves, so if you sparingly use it, you can actually land the iSW. So, my suggestion when you're first learning this is that you're always going to want to make some space between you and your opponent. Not too far to where it's like, oh yeah, I can always run all the way up over here and do this. No, no, no. You're going to want to take at least 3 back steps back. So like 1, 2, 3. And get used to the timing. See how far it reaches? So my goal for you is to get used to it first, albeit if you use a button bind for the 2+4, or if you use the old school method and use it via claw, you use it via... See, I'm going to use the claw method right now. There's the claw method, or you can use the thumb method, however you choose to do this on your pad. Now, this is a pad tutorial, so the way I like to do things is, well, I'm telling you a tutorial on how to do this via pad, but if you're doing this on stick has this very nice leniency where you can feel it return to neutral every time. So you can always just smack, smack, smack to the right, right, right if you're on the left side. Smack, smack, smack. 1, 2, 3. And the same thing goes for hitbox. You can smack, 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 and then you're right there, and you got it. However, it's not as simple and easy as that if you're going to be using the method, the old school method, where you're using your thumb or you're using both of your 2 fingers to connect it. Which is why I always recommend a button bind for, I will recommend you guys a button bind for this, and this is my current binding. I have a button set for every single thing that I could use except key charge. So, not even rage art is button binder. That's something I just do not do, because you can just press back 3+4 for your rage art. Just learn the command for your rage art and you'll be fine. So, my button bind for 2+4 is LB, the left bumper. But, as I will display right here, this is my controller. It's going to be right there right where Armor King is going to be on the 2P side. This is the Hori Fighting Commander, and this controller allows me to use 6 different buttons on the interface and 4 different buttons at the top. And they also let me use the LS and RS buttons. So I love to use those to my advantage. So, don't feel discouraged when I say you're going to need a button bind. I am the king of button binds. It's nothing to be ashamed of to button bind for this game. At least it's not ashamed or frowned upon anymore, because beforehand, it used to be tournament illegal to do so. So if you had your buttons bound, it would not help you in the long run for tournament gameplay. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that was the norm back then. So, of course, people like Lil Majin, they have it down to a code. So, they have it down to a system. So, anyway, the purpose of this tutorial is not just learning button binding, but also to learn your instant shining wizard. So, if you guys do this certain exercise right here, crouching guard, and you do a jab into a wall running 2+4, this will help you. This will help you get used to the timing on which you do this at. So, as you can see, even I fail it at times. In fact, I'm actually more comfortable doing this. But that's because I'm so used to doing it already without having to deduce myself to a timing. But this is something that Avoiding the Puddle recommends that you do. And do I blame him? No. It's very helpful. So, if you want to get a grasp at how good your Instant Shining Wizard is, you're going to want to test doing while standing 1 into while running 2+4. Or up forward 4, up forward neutral 4. Those are easy in comparison. That's how you know you got it. If you can do while standing 1 into Instant Shining Wizard. That's how you know you got it. But guys, please just trust the process and just do this exercise 3 times in a row. If you're a master of your craft, I suggest also doing it 6 times in a row before ever starting a session. It's something that you have to learn and have to do as an Armor King player or a King player. I'm not discluding. You can do the same method for King. And always just pay attention to your displays. Like, for example, you can see on the frame data here when to actually, and also the recovery animation. Just keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. This will help you understand your timing. So yeah, guys, that's a basic tutorial on how to do Armor King's iSW and or King's iSW when you're practicing. May I suggest another form of exercise for Armor King players and also King players. Armor King players, I want you to we're going to pause right here and I'm going to show you an example. Armor King and King players, I want you guys to practice doing the forward 1 counter hit combo into double dash jabs into iSW. This will help you actually tighten the timing for your Instant Shining Wizard. As you saw with this example right there. That it is difficult to do, but worth doing. It does 71 damage. This is good news for both King. And also, it really, really helps for Armor King players in general. So guys, please exercise this. Both Armor King and King players. Because you want to tighten up your iSW as much as you can. And what better yet to go to another character to do so? Especially the character that has nothing but iSW enders. Now, if you can't get the first jab down, you're going to always just do the first. Like, if you can't get the first jab into the second jab, you can always just do the one jab or the 2 jab into the iSW. That's something I see Brawl Pro often do instead of having to do the double jab. It just does standing 2 into the iSW, and it just does 1 more damage. It does 1 less damage than the norm, which is 71. But yeah, guys, this is a tutorial for both Armor King and King. And if you don't like that suggestion for King, or for Armor King, I mean, if you don't like the suggestion for Armor King, then, or yeah, it's both a suggestion for Armor King and King players. So the one that I can recommend for you guys for Armor King as well is Dark Upper Standing 2 or Standing 4 into iSW. So you do Dark Upper, Standing 4, iSW. That's a good one. The While Standing 1 into iSW is your end-all, be-all. That is the one that you're always going to want to do because that is the hard one. And that will cement your placement with your iSW. You can also do this. That is definitely a way to cement how good your iSW is by converting pretty quickly into it. There's plenty of ways to be able to just do so. And another thing is, to Shining Wizard, this is a small little tidbit, a bonus that I'm going to give you guys. In order to land that combo, as you could see, you have to buffer the forward inputs in order to dash that quickly to get the combo. So, I'm going to give you guys another example. And as you can see, that's how you get the Shining Wizard from that combo. So, that's another way to practice, but it's not going to give you the instant Shining Wizard results that you're probably looking for, which is the CD1 iSW video, and I'll put a time card right there. But yeah, and there's so many different ways to just practice this. Like, per example, you could always just do this. It's not recommended that you do something like that. I don't recommend that you do something like that. You could do that as well. This is going to be a weird way to practice it, but you could always do the close. The Standing 4 into it, which is far harder than doing the While Standing 1, because that is quite literally instantaneous. I mean, you could still do the While Standing 1 into it, but I still think, yeah, it just feels a lot easier to do so. But yeah, instant Shining Wizard practice, it's whether or not that you can figure it all out. Oh yeah, I remember. Boom. That is one of the combos where you know you've got it down. This one is dependent on how off to the side that you are. And as you can see, you can get that combo relatively easy. If you're still very new to Armor King, it's going to be a little hard to do that combo. So this one is good. This one is for instantaneous movement. As you can see, you can literally just go off to the left and just do it. Now, do I recommend that, like, there's plenty of recommendations, and this is probably going to be my last one. Back 2-1-2 into down forward 1, which of course you saw me spam down forward 1, and then you can do instant Shining Wizard as well. That is another exercise that I like to do to practice Armor King's instant Shining Wizard. So yeah, guys, this has been Armor King TV 21. If I have helped you guys in any way with this video, please leave a like, comment, and or also a recommendation for those people who are just getting started. What is instant Shining Wizard? It is called the Brilliant Brawler Kick in this game. but it's also referred to as the Instant Shining Black. It's referred to as Instant Shining Wizard for those legendary and or also OG King mains. But yes, this move is very good. It is plus 10 when you land it. Like plus 10 upon get up. So let's say your opponent wants to do a get up kick, right? Yours will come out before theirs. So if you're up against the wall, you have a get up kick mix-up to perform on your opponent. If you do this, you can just stand right up. You just get up and punish them. As such, this has been the Armor King Instant Shining Wizard / Instant Shining Black tutorial. If you guys have any trouble and or questions, comments, concerns, please leave a comment down below and I will gladly answer your questions. I will happily show you guys just what you can do to practice Instant Shining Wizard and or also just former exercises from other content creators, such as Avoiding the Puddle, who describes it very, very well. But yeah, this has been the Instant Shining Wizard tutorial for Armor King, and technically King as well. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and thank you guys so much for watching. See you later!